Hey y'all, it's day 50. Halfway. So excited. I am just getting ready for today. It's our first day of pumpkin week. Super excited about that. And so I found an old piece of framing that I haven't used, and I don't know if we're going to put it on the inside or on this flat side. Whatever we do, we can flip it. I also have, we're doing, this is Autumn Cottage. We're doing this little pumpkin. I thought I had the Cinderella pumpkin, but I'm not, it's not with my molds I have right now. I could have loaned it to somebody. I could not have it. I could have lost it. It could be misplaced in somewhere in all the madness. I don't know. But I thought this little one would fit really well on here. We could do a couple of little leaves. And then what I have is, I have a bunch of pre-poured letters, and I thought, let's see if we can find fall in there maybe. Do we want to put a letter, or do we want to do, I don't know if I want to do a word, but I thought while I'm waiting for anybody to join me, and if you join, please say hello, we might look through the letters and see, oh, that's crooked, what we can find. So whenever I'm working, and I have a bunch left over, I'll just pour the rest of it. I don't know if I want to say use pumpkin. I don't know if I want to say fall. I don't know if I want to say, and I have all the mixed up capitals and lowercase. So I didn't know, and I don't have the mold to pour it, but I thought we could just lay it out and look at them and see if there's anything to pull real fast. I think pumpkin would be too big. We could always stamp it. I thought fall might be fun, but I wish there was just I wish there was something for fall that's like ho 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 or jolly or joy. I wish there was something like that for fall, and maybe you all know a word, but there's an F, okay. There's an A, I might have to dig that out or paint it out. F-A, we need two L's. I've got this tall L. That may be the only one I have. I don't know if I've got little L's. I think that's an L. There's an L. There's a lowercase L. Right here, let me show you what we're dealing with. F-A, I need one more lowercase L. I don't know. I have ones. Look at those ones. I know I'm pretty sure that's an L. Oh, here's another A. It needs to be cut out more, so I'm not going to touch that. There's an I. That could maybe stand for an L. Maybe we could just look at it, but I'm not seeing. And I haven't done letters in forever. But what's a good one? Or like shh, that would be a fun one to do, wouldn't it? Like an SH to be quiet or something, like SH for fall, or that's more Halloween-y. Or burr, or autumnal is long. You know, I'm just like a crisp feeling to the air. I don't know. So, and some of these are over poured, and you got to go in. You need to carve them out, which I will show you how you can trim them up. So here's like an H. Like if you want to do an SH, like for quiet, that would be fun if we were going to make a scary pumpkin. I don't know. But this is what I do with all my extra ones. So we could do shh. I don't know if that's what we would do or not. And I think pumpkin is way too long. And the ones look like ones. This looks like an L. I don't think I have another one. Am I missing it? No. Okay, so we're just going to move you all over here to the side. And I'll put you to the back. Hello, hello. Hello, hello. So I think we're just going to pile in and do this. I am using, I'm going to point it down so you can see. I cleaned my mold out, so let's get back to work. Listen, thanks for being with me. I am Beth with Vintage Bandits, and I'm in the Creative Bandits studio, which is my messy basement right now. But I did find some of my table last night. I organized a lot of papers. I have a container just for small bits like we used yesterday, and those are going in. Then I have one bin for like large pieces of paper, and once those are full, I'm throwing everything else away. And I'm slowly going, and I organized all of my, I've had all kinds of thread. Let me point you down. Look, this was just piling over. I organized this in here, and this, I organized these. And then I have another little one. What did I do with it? Oh, here we go. And I've got another project I want to do. I have these organized. These are little, long, and large. And then I organized all of these in this bin. I tried to organize my my refrigerator, and my husband wasn't real keen on that. And let me show you another idea I'm wanting to do. So my dog is precious. Molly, she's precious. She is precious. And she has the cutest little curls y'all have ever seen in her hair. And I'm trying to figure out a way. She's 11 and a half. I'm not going to have her forever. I'm trying to figure out a way to keep them. I pulled a bunch off of her. And I have one that I'm scared to use, but I found some clear resin. I have gallon jars of clear resin, but I didn't want to pull that down. And so I'm just pulling them down. So let me show you what I have for her. These are her curls. Look at that. Now this one is like almost perfect. That was just laying on the floor. Looks like an S, doesn't it? Isn't that sweet? And so I have this mold. And my friend did this for a Christmas ornament. And she pushed, and I thought, what if I did this one and put her little curls in it? Now, this is my clear resin that I have. That's crystal clear. So I think we're going to use it, and I think it's super old. I mean, like 5 years old, and put it, hey, Nancy, and maybe put it in one and see what happens, and maybe put a couple of the not so great curls in there, and then see if it works. Good morning. But I'm looking for a way. Pat, this is my friend Pat, who's right here with us, Certified. This is from her. I want to preserve Molly's perfect little curls. Because she's 11 and a half, and we know our time is limited with her. So that's another thing that I thought, it's kind of on brand because we're doing resin, but now we're gonna have dog hair in the pumpkin, but who cares? Okay, so that's what I was thinking. All right, so let me get the dog hair off of this. She just goes everywhere. I'm just gonna let you know. If you see me, you probably have Molly's fur on you. Zuko's he sheds a lot, but hers just seems to fly because it's, all that. All right, so we're going to use the quick, that's not it, for the quick casting resin that turns white. See, it says white on it. I'm trying to keep my baby girl. We're going to pour into this. I'm going to go for this one, and then I'm going to fill up, if I have left over, this one needs, what does it say? It tells you how many milligrams. 53 grams. So it needs I'm probably going to do 60, which is half and half. And I just pour it into one thing. I do not pour it. I'm going to show you right here how I do it. I do not pour it into, I'm just going to go to 30, and then to 60. And I don't put in 2 cups and pour it in. I feel like that's just a waste of resin. So, and I marked them on the top, A and B, so that I wouldn't get them mixed up. And there's no way to really show you this, but I just go in. I'm going to stand up. You want it flat. And, oh, come on. That does not look very even. Can you see it there? Okay. I'm just trying to get it flat. And, you know, you're kind of skewed when you pour it, so put the lid on. We'll see. And then you want to see how it's turning cloudy. You want to turn it and you want to stir it until it's clear. And this so it's kind of the cloudy's gone. So now, and I have a little pipette to get into the hard places. I'm going to, oh, there's a mall of hair smack dab in the middle. Bless it. These were covered in flour, no, not flour, cornstarch, because I had used, I'm gonna take this. I buy these by the 100. I'm just gonna fill it in right there. There we go. It just helps you fill in. Well, I don't feel like this is using. I haven't filled it up. That's why it's not using all of it. And so the more you make, the faster it's going to fill up. And so, yeah, I think that, nope, it's not good yet. It's getting hot in my hand, so I'm going to have to pour this other one fast and put it just in one of these leafy things, I guess. I want to do this leaf real quick. Come on, Beth. I was working too slow. Too slow. It's thickening up as I pour it. I can feel it. And it starts getting hot. And so that's going to have hair on it. I'm going to pull that down in there. We can trim that off. And then I'm just going to pull this to try and save some of that. I went too slow. It went really fast. Look, there's a, but it's not full. It's not completely full over here. And you can fill it up again. You can layer it on there if it's not. You can add to it if you don't get it completely filled. It's starting to turn, so I can't piddle with it much longer. I just feel like it's not full here. Okay, there we go. I'm just trying to add some in here. And all those little, look at it, it's turning white. And there you go. Now I can't use this again, so I'm just going to toss that. And this, I'm just going to lay it right in here. And when it seals up, we can pull it right out. I have a totally different one for the clear resin. Look at that. Isn't that crazy? And it's really hot. So you kind of see that last bit I put in there. We'll see what happens. That looks like a hole right there in the middle, right there. That looked like a big bubble. Because it was. There we go. You can use a heat gun. I will scrape that off. Isn't that fun? So I'm gonna push that right there. Now, let's do just a little bit. Okay, I think I'm gonna use this one. Sorry, got her fur on there. But, and then I'll have to move this to the side because it takes a long time. I just don't know how old this resin is. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. This says it takes 56 milliliters, but maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. This one you have to turn a lot more. So I'm just going to do 30 and 30 again and just hope. But I'm just going to do, actually, I'm going to do it in, I'm just going to do 40. See this color? I don't know if this color will go clear or not. I think it smells awful. This is not going to work. But if it doesn't, then I'll just go ahead and throw it away, you know. Or I'll mix it. I don't even know if it will harden up or not. I think it's very old. This is the first time I tried resin, the clear resin, and I have some fresh upstairs. I feel like this is going in the dump. Yep, and so this one you just turn it, it's so thick, it's so old. It smells, I can smell it, it's so gross. But let's just give it a go. Let's just see if it even gets close to it. And I will put some of the less cute. I mean, I get curls off her all the time. And I keep them all the time. You just want to stir it. We're just going to let that cure right there. So tell me, Pat, obviously you have done. Isn't this cute? It's clear. And she put flowers in the back and painted the front. Look, y'all. And she used this one right there. That's what it came out of. You just have to, you're supposed to stir and stir and stir. Because this is a 48-hour one. The last time we did one, it dried pretty fast. But we stirred it. It was a different brand. It's way fresher. Didn't smell. I mean, this stinks so bad, y'all. Let's put me in there so you can see me. It stinks to high heaven. But you stir it for a long time. Supposed to. I don't know. And it may work, it may not. I don't know if it will. And see, there's tons of bubbles, so we're gonna have to get the bubbles out before we stick in. Yeah, this is so old. This is like 5 years old. Maybe 6 years old. Yeah, maybe 6. 6 or 7? 6. I think I did it when I was still at Green Street and I had the big space upstairs. And I opened it in 2020. So it's almost 6.5 years old. Okay, so let's pour it into here now. And it's got a gajillion bubbles. A gajillion. And it will be a little bit foggy when you pull it, when it comes through. It will be a little foggy on the front, just a little bit, but if you put a clear coat on it, and I finally learned, because I know how to fix car lamp lights that have that yellow thing on them, you know. See all those bubbles? There's a piece of paper. We don't want that in there. So we're just going to pull it all out. But all that is bubbles. Bubbles. I've also used this on like trays, you know. So I'm going to get my heat gun. We're going to get rid of the bubbles. And then we're going to see what happens with it. And we'll put a couple of the just a couple of the little things in it. Okay, so the molds can be used for anything. Cookies, resin, air dry clay. They can be anything, Nancy. They're really fun. So I don't know if you can see this. I'm going to go so low, and I'm going to pull you all really close so you can see the bubbles pop. Okay, so you put them in there, and the heat pops the bubbles. I also have a little thing that vibrates the bubbles out. I just don't, and so I don't know if it's gonna go all the way down in there. I'm getting it really low on that so it will hopefully penetrate and pop the bubbles. I don't know. It's getting the ones on the edges. It's for anything you can do in a mold. Chocolates. Now if you're using resin all the time, they recommend doing a one for food, one for crafts. You can actually take paper towel, wet them, tissue paper. If we get a chance, I'll try that in here. We take that pumpkin out, and you can, I'm trying to get those bubbles. There's just a few because I stirred and stirred and stirred and it's very old. But can you see how the bubbles have kind of dissipated? And the something about the heat gun, I'm trying to go all the way down. I feel like I've done this terribly. I probably should have done like 10. So I'm gonna take this one of Molly. Okay, this one's a better curl. And I'm just gonna lay it in there and kind of, it may just eat it, you know, I don't know. It may just eat the curl, I don't know. But it would be awesome if I could preserve it in resin, wouldn't it? Is there one more I can put in there? This one's oh, this is a good one. That's a good curl of hers. She's got the best little curls. She's the bestest girl. And her little curls are so sweet. I'm gonna take this one right there and then I'm gonna stop. And then we're gonna see what happens with my Molly dot curls. So you can do a really fun thing. You can put clear down on the cameo molds and you can tint it, and then you can put the white behind it, or you can do a color and then put the clear behind it. You kind of make it gray. I'm not sure how you do it, but anyway, I don't remember. I used to know what I was doing. Okay, let's put you there. Now I've got to move this someplace flat so it will cure. Looky there, I'm messing up already. I should have this place, I should have a flat place ready to go already. 1 second, friend. Oh, sugars. Don't do this, guys. Be prepared, don't be like me. I don't know if I got resin on me or not, but I just poured it all over my house. All over my basement. So smart. So smart. Not so smart. Not so smart. Oh no, we don't. Hello. Don't want that. There we go. Woo! Okay, so now we can take these out. They're a little warm, but that's okay because they're a little more pliable when you take them out. They get really hard like this, but they're a little pliable, so you can, if you need to trim them, you can, like that. Like that. I'm just gonna go in and trim that off. Let me get my little bitty one. Where's my little bitty scissors that are just teensy weensy tiny? So, and you can go in and you can kind of cut this out still for a bit. And you can kind of, you can't mold it, but you can just trim it out. This is already getting hard, but you can, and you can also go in with a blade, which I should have one right here. Yeah. Yes. So I should have done a little bit more of a layer, but you know, I didn't know if it was gonna work anyway. I made it way too full. I should have just done 20 grams. That's what I should have done. Note to self, don't do all. There we go. So I kind of just clean that out a bit. And this one, you can kind of, if you can see it, you can go in and kind of still cut it out when it's in there a bit if it gets full. I didn't fill it up very well either. And then you kind of punch that one out. So, yeah. And sometimes you can go in and get them too afterwards. Look at that pumpkin. Look at the detail. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Oh my gosh. And I literally spilled it everywhere. Maybe on paper I have. I don't know. I think it's on the floor. Look at that. Look at that pretty. Good morning, Helen. So it's still kind of pliable. That's where the big boogie was, but I got that out. And then to clean it out, you just kind of go in and you can just wipe them out. This kind of hardens up. The clear's a totally different beast, so and it's days, it's hard to do, so we'll come back to that. Maybe I'll just make a video or I'll share a good video. I know that Lexi does a really good one, so, okay. She's so pretty. And so we have this cute little sign. And honestly, I was wanting the leaf. I may chop it off to put it right like that, just one little leaf. Do I want to put it in here with the frame, set it to the side? We could totally do the kind of leaves, or set it like that and do the leaves like that. That would be fun. It seems like a lot of leaves, but, and the molly hair is everywhere. This is the one I want to do. Like an S. It just pulls right off of her. Literally, you just go pull it right off and just pull them off. She sheds constantly. This might be cute. I think this probably is not enough, but I don't want, you know, obviously that's not, it could just be one little leaf. We'll cut that like that. I think that's kind of fun. What do y'all think? Or do we want to put it back here and have it more space on it? Let me pull you back a bit. So, and straighten you up. Sorry about my arm. And do that. I know I kind of like the frame. And then if we want to do something else on this side, we could put and do Christmas, and then you just flip it on an easel. Do we want to do that and kind of just do one little thing? And then, like, we could say, anybody think of a good word besides fall? I feel like that's kind of redundant to say fall. And I don't have matching letters, but I don't really care. This is an I that I'm using. Okay, so that A is completely covered up. I don't know if I can get through there because it's really old. Maybe I can. I don't know if I can punch through it. Nope. So we'll just have to put a little black dot in there or something. Or do we even want? Do we even want a word? Or is it just fine to do, you know, like put it on this side? I kind of like it off-centered a little bit. And just put that right there like that. And make it. And just do coppery and gold and bronzy. Any input would be greatly appreciated. So this will seal up and then you just pull it right out. Comes off. The clear, I don't know if it's as, you just want it to dry. It just cures up and then you're good. Let's wipe that off. So, yeah. Well, Nancy, honey, you've seen behind me. I mean, look behind me. And that is one little bit, one little spot. I am working on my craft rummage sale. I've decided I'm going to do it, I think, the weekend after Labor Day. I'm going to offer, that stuff smells so bad. Can I say that? I will probably just throw this whole thing away. But what are our thoughts on this? Do we want to do this or do we want to do a little single thing and then we could write something put just one little leaf like right there, which would be fun. Maybe more like that. I think we're gonna have to cut that off. I don't think he's gonna be usable. So if you get them while they're fresh, you can actually really kind of trim them up and stuff. After they've been there a while, they're pretty. I feel like saying fall is kind of like telling people they're stupid. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's cute. But I still think this would be really cute to have a big, you know, we'll trim those. Let's just go ahead and trim those off before they get all wonky on us. And we can just plop it right down like that. Maybe we go with that. So you like the word fall? Like that. I just don't have matching L's. I know I just don't have room for fall, y'all, nor do I have the letters to do that with. So, and this is, I love her little fur. I just don't have what I'm looking for. And I tried to go in and fix them beforehand. I put them in my bucket, you know, because when you make a lot of resin, you just want to, you don't want to waste it. It's expensive, you know. But clearly I'm wasting that. I started that way too soon after my brain bleed. So you can go back in and kind of carve it, the edges, to clean it up if you want to. I like fall, y'all, too, but I just feel like it's getting old. I don't know. It's just everywhere. You know, like Hello Pumpkin. I like fall, sweet fall. Okay, we're going to hold off on that. I think, okay. I know I asked for y'all's information and Pat gave me hers. But as I think about it now, I think I want to use this one right here like this. And then I can always add a little banner sign, like a paper thing that says fall. Does that make sense, you know? Kind of like, I think that's what I'd like to do. If you don't like that, I'm so sorry. Okay. There we go. And I'm just going to use, oh, Pat. I probably will say fall, y'all, but it make a little bunting. Since I don't have the letters that match, that's the only reason I'm kind of not going with it. So, yeah. All right, this is the glue I have with me. So I'm just going to, you want to use another, you probably want to use a white glue. I just don't have it with me. And I'm just going to do this and coat the back. You want it to be an even coat, but this resin, it should be fine if we just kind of get it all over. The molds are different, and I mean not the molds. The air dry clay is a little different, you know. Then I think fall would be cute on a little bunting. Do you like that idea? I just don't like the way the letters look. So I just want to see, and this looks maybe overwhelming. Miss Pat, I love your opinion. You have great taste, so I'm not saying that. I'm just, when I looked at the letters, I was like, and this background doesn't even have to stay this color. So, yeah. I just thought it might be a good base. Come on, glue. Come out for me, please. They're all struggling. It's all, I just got so much. But I kind of got a system in place last night, which was really fun. That was very fun for me to actually get something in place, a system in this joint of mine. Okay, and then we're going to do that. It's a little over the top. It's a lot of leaves, I understand. Okay, now I'm just going to press this down so it'll stick. And the beauty of the Quick Cure resin is that you can just do it fast, you know? And then paint it. Like it's ready to go. You can go ahead and paint you can paint the clay, but it just takes, you just have to wait a bit. Okay, so I just got 2 acrylics. Debbie's paint is awesome on this. I'm just gonna paint this orange. And I have a whole set of acrylic paints, and guess who can't lay her hands on them? Literally, I saw them yesterday, but I organized over there. I don't know what to do with them. So we're gonna get started with the orange, and I'll find something to paint it on, to mix it up on. And just use a little brush, a little tiny brush, and then we'll get some green, and let's see what we can do. And then we can dry it too. I'm just gonna mix my own little orange because yellow and red make orange. Come on. There we go. Thank you. And we'll just get a good base coat on there. And then I've got resin all over my table. I just looked at the letters and I thought, I don't really like that. So I'm just gonna use my brush to mix it up. Let's see what kind of color we get. It's gonna be just a good base color. I think, you know, it looks good. So there we go. I'm just gonna, and just give our orange pumpkin. And if I get it on the green, I could have painted it before I glued it down. That would have been an idea, Beth. That could have been a really good idea. I didn't do that, but I'm not going to worry about getting it on the green because I can come back and fix that. But I love it has the texture of a pumpkin. If you see the side, I'll pull it up close for y'all to see. It has the texture, super cute. I just sold my last one of these, and so these are just fun to use on so many things. I just did, I made these horse plaques, and I had somebody order one online, which is amazing. But yeah, so, and that's the little stem, and I think I'm gonna make it green because, like a brownie green, because anything we put on here we can totally fix like that. So when you pull it up like that, when you're painting 3D, you kind of have to, okay, hindsight, if you all do a project similar to this, paint it before you glue it down. I think that's what I would tell you to do. Yeah, if you're using resin, give it a little paint before you glue it down. Because I'm going to have to come back in real careful like and paint. I'm just going to go ahead and paint that orange because I'm getting orange all over it. But it's going to be a greeny brown with an orange undertone. Yes, maybe do that with these. Tie them all together. Just a little bit of an orange undertone. I think this is aviary on this frame. DIY paint aviary. I'm not sure. I think I'm still in the group with them, so I need to order. Well, I need to make some money and then order. So yeah. Okay, let's dry it and maybe put a second coat on it. So normally I feel like I asked y'all for help and then I didn't take it. So Pat, I'm really sorry. I feel like a terrible friend. I'm sorry. Just gonna dry this real fast. And then I need to grab a blue, don't I? I should have a blue somewhere on the table where I'm painting that big picture. Do I have one real close? I do, yay. And a turquoise. And I see a brown. Yes. Awesome. So I'm just gonna add a bit of blue to this orange. We'll see what happens. I don't know what's going. I don't know if it'll make it brown or not. So it's gonna kind of make it. We don't want brown. We want green. We want green, don't we? So we need a little bit more yellow. We don't need brown. We want green, Beth. Duh. We want blue and green. Blue and green make blue and yellow make green. You know, I actually did teach kindergarten, and I kind of know a little bit about color blending, but you would never tell, would ya? Not with this old girl losing her mind. Okay, I'm just gonna go in with this green. I'm just gonna give these a quick, it's really dark, but then we're gonna go back over top of them with another color. Of green, a lighter green, a brighter green. And I'm just swishing it down all in there. And I will go back in with a teensy weensy brush. And so if I were doing this again, I would do the background first, and then I would come in, or do all the same color, paint this whole thing this green, which I could have done, but, and I'm gonna need my little brush for that. To go right in there. This is, okay, there we go. I was like, why is it not moving? Do y'all remember that girl who would, did y'all have this in high school? And I could have been her. You know, she just wanted to talk about her problems to everybody, and she would ask everybody's advice. And then she would just do what she wanted, but she wanted to act like she needed everybody's advice so she could talk about it. Pretty sure I've been that woman on occasion or two. And anybody that I did that to, I apologize. But that's kind of what I felt like I just did to Pat. So I'm feeling like one of those really bad friends. And I'm not. I know she knows I'm not. She's totally not mad at me. I know that. So I'm just going to go in here. I'm just looking at getting the white taken care of. And I say use the paint you have, whatever you got. Don't go buy new stuff. Use up what you have, and then you can start finishing your collection, you know? That's kind of my philosophy. Filling in the gaps with, if you want a better, you know, I use my DIY paint for everything, but I've been doing an acrylic painting. And so all my acrylics are super close by, and I have all the colors, and so it just is a little easier for me right now in my setup. They're smaller, and used to, I don't, you know, I don't have my paint bar like I used to, and it's hard to get to it. So yeah, okay, there we go. That looks like a big blob of green, doesn't it? I need something to put my paint in so it doesn't dry, my brushes in so they don't dry out. Let me just use my little Dollar Tree. I don't know what that's for. I go to the wedding aisle, get so much cute stuff. Let's put those right in there. We're gonna put that in the garbage. Okay, we're going to clean up that paint. And let's dry it a bit. See what it looks like. Oh, y'all, that resin is nasty. Are you still here, Pat, or did you leave me because I made you mad? I didn't make you mad, but that I was so rude. that fun? If you like this, I'd love a thumbs up or a like or a heart or something. And I tried to paint a pumpkin yesterday. It's terrible looking. So I'm trying to practice for the watercolor. Do you want to do watercolor tomorrow or... Well, I don't know what I really want, honey. I just was, processing out loud, asking for input, and then I just like, no, I don't want to do that. Okay. Cute. I think we need to work on a little bit lighter orange. Maybe I'm going to take one of these acrylic pens. I wonder what this would do if we went in and put that on top, just to give us some texture. I don't know. It's for me to do, banners, but I don't know if I want to get into that banner game. I'll do them for friends, but to add some, that looks kind of cute. Gives it some texture. And I'm going to go in with this one, which is kind of, and just do the ribs. I'm still going to paint over top of this, but just give the little spine or ribs or whatever you call them in the pumpkin. Just gives them a little overcoat, little tweaking. Do the same thing with this. I love layering colors. I wonder if I could add some water with a brush on that. What that would do maybe to jazz it up a bit. Would it make it smear? I don't know if these smear with water or not. I've never really used them. No, I don't think I got to it fast enough. I think it dries way faster. Yeah. Okay, good. Dries fast. We want it to dry fast. Yes, do small. Do small. And clay is non-toxic. You can do the same thing with clay. It just takes a little bit longer to dry. You don't have to do anything big. You can use it. Okay, this is what I'm going to say. So hear me. Look at me right here. They say to get one for food, one for crafts. If it's silicone, like you can bake in them. So you could always do a light wash on your dishwasher and put it through. And I think maybe that would be okay. You know what I'm saying? It's an idea. It might work. It might be okay to do that. So company-wise, we say buy two. But you can do cookies. You can bake in them. You can do all kinds of things. It's really fun. Okay, I'm going to put a little bit of yellow and a teal and come up with a different green. And I still have a few molds, Nancy, on sale if you want to go in there and look at them and maybe start your game with a discount. Go grab them, babe. There's a few in there. I've got some Christmas ones. Christmas is coming up. I think I have my sleigh. Let me grab my sleigh real fast and show you how cute it is. Oh, is that resin on it, man? Probably. I probably set it in resin, didn't I? Did I? Maybe. Okay, hang on. Right here it is. I'm pretty sure I still have this mold, I think. It's covered in dog hair. Why? I don't know. Because she just shakes and it goes everywhere. Look how cute that is. And I made a big, oh, I should put that on the website. It's really cute. And it's got a sleigh, and I painted it like wood, so it looks kind of Scandinavian. So cute. This is like gold and silver, just like Rudolph. So this is going to be a little bit brighter because we use the teal. or turquoise. Turquoise is a great color, but it's also kind of hard to mix yourself. So I always am like, just get one. And then it also, so I'm gonna, oh yeah, see? You can go in and just layer in some lighter green, because that was a dark green, wasn't it? Whoosh. It took us, when you put this fresh green on there, now this is a little springy green, I realize, for fall, but we could always go over it with some dark wax to knock it off, to knock that down a bit. And I'm not doing any fine painting. I'm just laying on some big color, you know? Just laying on big color here. I've got 2 packages to go out today, so thank you to those who are ordering from me. It really is helping me. You all don't even have a clue how much it's helping me. So thank you so much for any orders. I'm still working on getting my inventory accurate. So if you order something and you get an email from me that says, don't have it, yeah, sorry. But that's kind of how it is. So I am just popping in some brighter greens. This is not the finished. This is just one of the layers. I'm all about, I love building layers on things for some reason. So yeah. There you go. Okay. And I know that that down in there is not so pretty, so we will fix that. Now let's make a little bit of a green, another green, another orange, but maybe a little bit lighter orange. And just a tad. Hey Tony, good morning. Just a tad of red on that, so that we could maybe, and then I'll probably will come in with some copper and maybe some green shimmer powders, and maybe, I don't know. Don't use that brush. That's one of your good watercolor brushes. Just talking to myself. Have I told you the story about my husband? Who, thank you, Tony. I'll be talking in the mirror. Does anybody else talk to themselves before your day? You know, talk about, if you have a hard conversation coming, you kind of have to talk it through. Or if you are planning your day out and there's things you need to do and you really didn't do what you're supposed to do yesterday, and you're kind of like, listen, we got to get to it today. Does anybody else talk to themselves like that? And if you don't judge. Anyway, I was just talking away because I was going to have a really hard conversation. I mean, it's like 4 or 5 years ago. And, I've always talked to myself, but now I get called on a regular basis. That's why I do so good with you all. I just talk to myself. And he came in, he goes, who are you talking to? I was like, I'm having a business meeting. And he goes, what? I said, the janitor's not doing her job at the shop, and I was just having a little come to Jesus with her that she's got to go in and clean that bathroom first thing today. And then she's got to do inventory because she's terrible, and my inventory director, she's terrible at doing inventory, and I'm going to have a conversation with her. And he's like, you're crazy. I was like, sure I am. You knew that before you married me. 15 years ago, baby. I was crafty and messy 15 years ago, so don't act like you didn't know it was coming or it was here. Yeah, so there we go. Ooh, and that's kind of sweet. So now we've built up some different, just seeing how layering, now the green is still in bad shape, so just ignore that. But I feel like the pumpkin looks pretty good, doesn't it? It might need a little bit of darker, just like a smidge of, let's do just a smidge of brown. I'm just going to do that right there and take it and maybe take a little bit of it here, and just to give us a little bit of shadow, just a little bit of, just a smidge darker, that we can maybe just go through and give it a little bit of, just a smidgen on the ribs, so you can kind of see them. And then I'm just going to do a little bit of water to maybe blend it a bit. Let's see if I mess it up. That's why I first started when I doing real paintings with oil, and it was just, I would be like, you know, it was hard to blend, and then, you know, then you got to just stop and come back to it and let it dry. So yeah. Okay, I'm going to clean that one out, and I'm going to bring this green and take some of this orange over there, and maybe work a little bit on the stem and just give it some over top texture, just to pull that out. Does that help at all? Let's get you all a little closer. Oh, yeah, that'll dry. So you can kind of see what I'm talking about. I'm just trying, I want you to see the different, oh, come on, brilliant. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay, Beth. We're not gonna sweat that. I'm just mixing up the greens so that it's a little, comes in and knocks off that bright green, because it's fall, for one thing, almost. Can you all believe that? Is anybody else amazed that it's my husband? It was chilly this morning. Like, I came in and got under the covers after walking the dogs, and I was like, what is wrong? It's still August, but you know, that kind of, it just kind of gives it a little bit of texture. Now maybe just a little bit of water to blend it a bit, so it's a softer transition. And it kind of is translucent over that brighter green, maybe. Am I crazy in thinking that's kind of doing that? Just a smidge. Maybe I should have watered the paint down. Maybe. Oh, there's blue on that. That blue is moving. The card. The ink is bleeding onto. So it may have a little blue tinge. Okay. Just a little more translucent, I guess is what I'm going for. Isn't that sweet? Just a teensy little sign And this is kind of what you're going to be getting with the porch kits. I'll be making something quite similar to this. Or maybe this, I'm going to have 2 or 3 different ones. It'll either be hand painted by me or designed. It may not be. Okay, I think that works. What do y'all think? Is it? Listen, I had a conversation with this guy who is going to do a new fence for us. If we pull back, now doesn't that look a whole lot better? I think so. That down there at the bottom of that orange where I can't see it, I feel like it might need a little bit. It's a little red right down there. Let's put a little bit of that brown. You know, we could always take a little of this brown and do kind of shade it down here. It's because, you know, your pumpkin's going to have a little bit of shade at the bottom. So we could maybe, can y'all see that? It just would give it a little bit of, where it's sitting down, it's a little darker. Sitting down in its frame. So realistic. And then maybe come back with some greens. There we go. Let's kind of smear that in a bit. I tell people, if you're just getting into crafting, you don't want to buy everything. Get yourself blue, red, yellow, turquoise, black, and white. And that will do you just fine. We need to cover up that, don't we? That green that got on our pumpkin. Oh no. Just stay away from my pumpkin, Mr. Green. Does that sound like Mr. Bill? Mr. Bill. Isn't that cute? So you kind of see it. Okay. Kind of what? Oh my gosh, it's 11. Have I been doing this for an hour? I am so sorry, y'all. Let's get the heck out of here. There we go. Isn't that kind of cute? Oh, there we go. And so I will probably paint copper all the way around because that's fall. I will go in, I'll go in and zhuzh up the background, maybe a lighter green, mix this aviary with some white, and then do the inside the same, the dark, the aviary, and then do copper on the outside. And the back could be, I could do something for Christmas. So it's a 2-sider. Okay, friends. Hey, go look and do something fun. Thank you, Miss Pat. Thank you, Miss Tony. Okay, Tony, our fence guy is from Oklahoma, and he was like, listen, it is so hot there all the time. He goes, it's hot and dry. And I was like, okay. It's like, it's, you know, people are like, well, the humidity, at least you don't have humidity. I'm like, well, you know, ovens are really bad too, people. Just because they don't have any, just because you don't have any humidity doesn't mean it still ain't hot, you know? So come on, folks. Yeah. Okay, friends, be blessed. Have an amazing afternoon. I will see you back tomorrow. If you have I'll be scheduling. So if you have a preference, if you want to watercolor a pumpkin tomorrow, or I think I'm looking for doilies and I want to dye them with you. I think we're going to dye some paper ones because I have 3 sizes. Yeah, it does. And then I want to do it with like real doilies. I just got to see if I've got any. I've got small ones and I've got medium, but I don't know how big I have of real ones that are big and giant that we could actually dye. So I think I'm going to do the paper ones, but we can do the same thing. I'm not going to use paint. I'm going to use, I'm probably going to use our distress oxides with the doilies and see, because it'll dry faster on paper than it would, you know, because the fabric doilies, I might get dye, but you know, we'll see. Or I'll just really water down the DIY paint and dye them with that. Because if you water it way down, and you get it mixed up real good. It does a great job of that, so, with fabric. Anywho, I'm going to shut up. Go be creative today, y'all. Have fun. And if you have resin that is over a year old, that's the long cure, just toss it. If it smells, and I did save the best little curl for later. Okay, thanks for joining me. Go be part of the solution, not the problem out there, guys. Let's just love people well. It's all we need to do.